What's my cue?
Hey bestie, it's Katie Wasserman. I am a mom, an esthetician, the owner of Flagstaff Skincare Med Spa, and PricklyBare Skincare, a post-hair removal line. I started Beauty Talk Confessions because honestly, I got tired of how fake the beauty industry can feel. The conversations that happen between wax strips, peels, and facials that no one ever talks about publicly, we are gonna go there. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's peel back the layers, one confession at a time. Welcome to Beauty Talk Confessions, where the secrets come out and the glow gets real. Welcome back to Beauty Talk Confessions. I'm your host, Katie Wasserman, and today's conversation is all about true grit and determination. The kind it takes to rebuild your life, bet on yourself, and create a business from absolutely nothing. I'm sitting down with Aribela, Bella Areta, licensed esthetician and owner of Forever Lashes and Aesthetics in Denver, Colorado. Bella did not enter this industry the perfect way. She left a steady job with Denver Public Schools to care for her son, who was born 4 months early and needed round-the-clock support. When it was finally time to step back into work, she knew she needed something that gave her freedom, not a 7 to 5 schedule. She invested nearly $3,500 into a lash course, only to find out in the aftermath that she needed an aesthetics license, something that no one had told her. But instead of quitting, she got a part-time job, saved, put herself through aesthetic school, and kept going. And when she graduated and still didn't have the finances for a studio, she did something that most people would never even consider. She turned a U-Haul storage unit into a fully decorated lash face so she could keep serving the clients who believed in her. That's the kind of grit and resourcefulness we're talking about today. Now, Bella runs Forever Lashes and Aesthetics, offering lash extensions, permanent makeup, brow and lash services, all while also running a foster-based pet rescue and creating a life on her terms. In this episode, we get into what it really looks like to start with no safety net, the physical and emotional toll of the lash artistry, and the pressure of building a name in the standard market, and how Bella's determination has given her the one thing she wanted most: freedom. All right, let's dive into this conversation with Aribela. With your first space, so when you were at your first space, was it just you by yourself, or did you bring on, do you have employees, or is it just you by yourself?
I do not have no employees, and it's just me. I feel that I'm not at a. I don't have enough time to be managing other people.
Okay.
I did also work as an aesthetics leader at Paul Mitchell and another school called Accent Beauty Academy, which closed sadly not too long ago. And I enjoyed being an aesthetics leader, but you understand that sometimes in the industry it can get very catty.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it was a little difficult for me. So I think that I'm just not at that point where I want to be managing people. I want to take care of clients, be done with my service, and then go off into doing whatever else it is that I'm doing. I just don't have the time to do that.
Yeah. Well, I feel like lashes specifically. So I did lashes at a spa that I worked at in Denver, and I feel like I was kind of intimidated to do them in a little bit of a way. The spa I worked at, I waxed there, and she paid more for her lash employees. And I can do lashes. However, I'm someone that I max out at 3 extensions a day. My eyes just can't handle it.
Yeah.
And so we were struggling, which I understand now as a business owner, what the struggling was, where I was like, okay, I'm only available for 3 services. She expressed I can't really do that unless you block yourself off, but then you're going to be missing money. And so I felt like I was kind of pushed into it. And there were days that I knew I was giving a bad service to a client, and I would be in my head and this is the worst service ever. These lashes are so bad. These are good. But I had struggles with it. And we also, working under somebody else, I had clients who would come in for a fill, and then all their lashes would be gone. And so it was this is not a fill. And I would challenge to speak up for myself because I was new in that form of the industry. I also wanted to give a good service. And so that was really, really hard. And so I remember, doing these lashes and calling my mom and being like, I am doing the worst service and charging people for this. And so I can imagine for you giving the good service, which I love getting my lashes done and paying for it, taking someone on and having them go through that period. Like, there's only the people that do lashes are, you guys are a different breed in our industry. Like, I feel like you have just hawk eyes, what you're able to see. I'm like passionate about other things, but lashes are a struggle for me because they're so detailed. And I feel like
Yeah.
I'm detailed in brows and other areas, but lashes, I struggled with them and I knew I wasn't giving a good service. So for me, it was like, I'm going to step back and allow a professional like yourself do it, and someone who genuinely cares about this area, where I do, but it was hard for me to find that excitement behind it. And so I feel like training someone for that, and even getting trained, the people that were training me, it was hard to get me excited, which was weird. And so taking someone on, I can totally see why at this point you're like, I don't have time for that. But also lashes are such a skill beyond aesthetics that I feel like people don't really understand.
Yes, and it's exactly just like you described. You know how you said you would tap out at 3. When I
Yeah.
initially started, that I was just trying to get my practice in, I was charging $50 a full set.
Oh my gosh.
Just to start off, and I'm not lying to you, I would have clients from 9:30 in the morning, sometimes till 9 o'clock at night.
Oh my God, your poor
And I
eyes.
did that. I did that for about 6 months. But you know
Wow.
what? Honestly, I would come home with headaches. My back was aching so bad. I would have to just literally get in the tub with Epsom salt every other day just to help out with, the aches and the pains.
Oh my God.
And I would get those it's like it's for your back, and I forget what it's called, but it's to keep your back straight. It's like a
Oh,
strap that you get to
yeah.
wear, and
Yes.
that would really help me out. But then now at this point, I will not do more than 3. 4 would be my max in one day,
Good.
because it is very, very draining. It's a lot of concentration.
Yeah.
So it drains you. It drains you.
It
It
does.
really does. So you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself first and know what your limits are, and not try to push yourself to a point where you're going to be exhausted and get frustrated and say, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not going to do it no more.
Yeah. Well, and what you said that I feel like is so important too is during that time while you were pushing yourself, you still took the time to give yourself the Epsom salt baths to protect your body and do what was necessary so that you weren't having the full burnout of it.
Yes, yes. And it was hard, but I will never, ever do that again. Never. I love what I do, but I just, I cannot do so many
Yeah,
in one day like I used to. That's too much.
understandable.
Yes.
Um, well, at this point, you've added some other services to your practice besides lashes. Can you tell me about those services that you've added?
Yes, so I went ahead and I took a laser course
Okay.
here in Colorado. And I also worked at a med spa for about 3 years. And she had about 12 laser machines there, from tattoo removal to the Morpheus 8 to Venus Versa. I mean,
Oh my
everything
gosh.
from body contouring to, um, just different types of laser services that can really make a difference in your skin or your body. So I really, really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the laser treatments. And where I was working at, she had a very, very um, busy schedule. So, when I would go into work, I mean, I was busy hour after hour after hour. So the time that I was there, I felt like it would just fly by.
That's
Time
awesome.
flew by. And I was still doing, my lash extensions, on the side in my own space.
Yeah.
But I wanted that secure and continual income, every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, when you have your own space, clients would cancel, or, things happen and they don't show up, and you're counting on that income. So I said, I need to do something else. So I have never left the lash extensions, but
Okay.
I was venturing out into doing other things. And I also went to school for permanent makeup.
Amazing.
So I enjoy that a lot too. I love to do microblading, or to do the powder brows, or to do the lip blushing. I really, really like the permanent makeup. Um, but I just, I guess I get bored doing one thing, girl. I'm always like, what am I gonna do next? What am I gonna do next? What else do I want to learn? Um, I've also taken a course in the Japanese head spa treatment, and I do that part time somewhere. They only call me if they need me,
Amazing.
and it pays very well. So I'm just, kind of only working by appointments here and there at this point. But I enjoy it.
I love that. So at your space, do you do lashes, laser, and permanent makeup?
No, no, no. So I don't offer the lasers. I'm not at
Okay.
the med spa no more. I was there for 3 years and then I left. So right now I'm just really doing permanent makeup in my space. I do the lash extensions all the time. I will do, some facials, some chemical peels. Not often, but I do.
Yeah.
And, I also do like the brow lamination, the lash tinting. If somebody doesn't want something, like a lash extensions or.
Yeah. I love that. Is there a service or something that you are interested in or you see on the horizon that you're gonna like take a training for or take on anytime soon?
Um, I do not want to do more trainings. What I do want to focus more on is in my marketing and
Okay.
advertising.
Okay.
Just because I think that I try to do a lot of it on my own and I've done okay, but I feel that I just need to pay a company to go ahead and do that for me.
Yeah.
Because it's so competitive. The aesthetics world is so competitive now, and there's a lot of people doing it. I feel like it's like a nail salon now. You have
Yeah.
a spa every other block here in Colorado,
Yeah.
and you need to make sure that you're up to date with everybody else because if not, those clients are going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Marketing is very, very important. So I feel that I have failed in that area.
Oh, yeah.
And because I think that I can do everything myself and there's things that you do not know yourself. So you need to either educate yourself on it or pay somebody else to do it for you if you don't have the time.
Definitely. Well, in marketing, it's changing every single day, I feel like, and it's a hard thing to be on the side where you're handling clients and then also trying to have your brain work on that side. And I feel like it does. Some people are able to do it, but it can take away from what you're doing. And you're doing that. And then you also have the my brain is blank on what it's called, but oh,
Yes. The pet rescue.
thank you, pet rescue. Yeah, the pet rescue.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted to just say dogs, but I was like, it's not just dogs. So I knew like, thank you. I
Mm.
appreciate that. Arrange
Yeah.
that back part. But yes, you have the pet rescue and everything, which I love that. But like for you to do the other side of it, you wouldn't have any time really. You would just be doing marketing at night. You're gonna have the pet rescue. You're a mom, and then working on the business. That's really hard to do.
It is. It is hard. But you know what? I mean, at this point, I feel that I have more freedom with my life because I get to do what I love. I get to do what I want and only work when I want. And I get to choose that now. And that's something that I would have never been able to do if I would have stayed in that hamster wheel of working the 7:30 to 5. I would have never, gotten to have the freedom that I have now. And I'm very, very thankful for that. I'm not a millionaire in the industry. And no,
No.
I am not. However, I have more freedom and I'm able to, pay my bills and still have extra for my Starbucks every day.
I love.
And I love that, and I'm able to, put some of my money into the pet rescue. So I am very, very happy on where I am at now because I get to choose what I do when I do it. And I have my clients that have stayed with me no matter what, through thick and thin. And I feel that I am blessed to be where I'm at. And that's all because of the aesthetics industry.
That's amazing. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes.
beautiful. Well, with that, my one question that I wanted to ask, which this like is definitely built up on that. So after everything that you've been through, all of these struggles and the growth, what does beauty mean to you now besides freedom? And how would you define that? You could talk about freedom, but how would you define the freedom that you got through beauty and working in the beauty industry?
Oh gosh. Well, I feel that and I'm not going to say, just women, but I mean my clients are 95% women,
Yeah.
okay? As a woman, time goes by. We're going to age, things are going to start looking different. Collagen's going to start, minimizing a
Mhm.
lot and you start looking at yourself one day in the mirror like, "Oh my god, I don't look like I did 10 years ago. What's happening? What is this line? Well, what's this sagging here?" And if if you learn how to take care of yourself, get those facials, get yourself a chemical peel, do a little fix here, do a little fix there, it makes you feel better about yourself. I mean, I think that the beauty industry is to help you feel better about yourself. And if you feel better, you're altogether, like, I guess you're not as insecure to face the world. I mean, who doesn't want to get their hair done, their nails done, or their lashes? And I mean, there's people that want to be more natural, and that's okay too. But I mean, I'm sure even the people that like to be natural, want to get an enhancement in something
Oh, yeah.
sometimes, to make themselves feel better, to go to a wedding, to go to a party. So I feel that it's an important industry and you're doing something good, for people who want to improve their look.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. When I feel that's so true, especially the times that you go out, not that you're going and getting these treatments to have someone compliment you, but that feeling when someone's like, "Oh, you look good, your lashes look good." And
Yeah.
especially after COVID, with how important eye contact became with people wearing masks, I love having eyes done, and it really does make a difference. And I love that you said that. It's one of my favorite things with waxing is clients that come in and they are all shy and we wax them, and depending on what area it is, they leave and they just have this like luminous glow, and I feel like they're ready to go conquer the world and take on anything, and you can just feel that radiated glow off of them, and you really
Yeah.
catch that.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you.
Amazing. So we're getting to the end. I have been doing a really fun closing segment with my interviewees. And so we're at a point where I'm calling it a hot or not. And it is kind of a speed round where I'm going to ask you 10 of the trends that are going on right now. And I would love your opinion of whether or not you think that they're hot or not right now for you or for the industry.
Okay.
Perfect. So the first one is LED masks.
Hot.
Good. Sleeping masks.
Not.
Korean skincare as a whole, like an umbrella.
Hot.
Dry curls for hair.
Not.
Geisha or gua sha or facial sculpting.
Hot.
I love it. I'm like obsessed right now with the videos where people cover side of their face and then do
Mm-hmm.
it. And especially right now where we are and where you are, we're at some quite high altitude and transitioning to winter. I feel like everyone's getting inflamed right now, and I'm really
Mm-hmm.
feeling into that one.
No, I really like the
Yes.
washa.
Ugh, it's the best. Ice baths and cold plunging.
You know what? I think that it's hot, but people don't really do it, so not.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and it's weird. I did a couple like when I was living in Denver, I did like the float tanks and like a couple different cold plunges there. And then all of a sudden, like this last like 4 years, I feel like people are all into the cold plunges, but they're doing it in interesting ways.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It's more for this, like, I feel like that picture of your shocked face. People are liking that.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I like the cold, but I just don't know if I can do like those, just throwing yourself into a bucket of ice. I,
Oh,
I just don't do that.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a lot of men.
or a tub
Yeah.
full of ice.
Yeah. I agree. What are your feelings on Botox and fillers?
You know what? Look, I have different feelings about it. I like Botox. I mean, I'll get Botox here to help me out with this frown line here.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like with the fillers, I know a lot of people do it, to contour their jaw a little bit, or to do the lip filler to get the bigger lips. But I feel that these days, some people are going a little bit overboard
Oh,
on what
yeah.
they're doing. And there's a lot of professionals who are not limiting, the amount of filler they're putting on somebody because they just want to get the money, which is not okay.
Mhm.
I mean, if you see somebody with full lips already and they still want them bigger, but, their lips are not really as big. I mean, their lips can only take so much filler
Yeah.
before, that starts migrating somewhere else. And then it starts looking a little weird.
Totally.
So I think that as a professional, you need to be honest with your clients and let them know, what can be done to them and make sure that you're not overdoing it. And as a personal advice from one woman to another, just understand, that you are beautiful and sometimes you don't need so much to make yourself look like somebody else that you've seen on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
I feel that social media has gotten so bad in that way because, they have, a certain person that they say this is what all women should look like. And that's not true. All women are beautiful and everybody has their own, features. And I think that that's what's beauty, not just, fit a standard, way of looking, the big lips, the contoured jaw, the raised eyebrows, the BBLs,
Yeah.
the
Oh
this,
my
the
God.
that, and they're like, oh, if you don't have that, you're not beautiful. And that's not true.
Yeah.
That is not true.
Oh, so beautifully said. I agree with you.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting. I feel like it's easy to want more and then you see yourself that way and then you kind of have this idea and you get more into it and it's sometimes too late. But I agree with you. Definitely it's responsibility of the practitioner and some things get a little too far, but we can
Too
come back.
extreme, girl. Not only that, I mean, I'm just going to share this very briefly. I mean, there's with youth now, with young girls now. I mean, girl, they don't need no Botox. They don't need no filler.
No.
They don't need, to go get work done. But because of what they're seeing on Instagram or on TikTok, they're like, oh, hey, I need to go to Miami and go get a BBL to be pretty. I need to, remove the fat in my cheeks and I need to get a lift and do threads and do this. And I mean, they're in their early 20s and these girls are putting themselves through these harsh treatments just to look a certain way to what social media says that you should look like, to be beautiful and accepted. And that
Yeah.
is not true. The people that truly love you and your family loves you, and if you have, your partner that loves you, you don't need to do all of this. You need to love yourself and accept yourself the way you are. And of course, if you want to do an enhancement, go ahead and do it, but don't go overboard with it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you briefly, I have a friend of mine. Okay. She went to Miami to go get the works done on her body.
Okay.
Go get the BBL, the this, the that. 4 of them left together. 2 only came back, girl. The other one stayed on the table.
Oh no.
And this is something that happens very often,
Yeah. It's terrible.
but they don't talk about it. And when it happens in a clinic, you know what they do? They change the name of the clinic so that death doesn't follow them online.
That's messed up. I'm so sorry.
It is horrible.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So I've done a lot of research into that because I feel that you need to be you need to be honest with people and with your clients. And if they don't need something, just tell them, you know what? You don't need it. You don't need it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not worth it.
Nope.
Okay. Next one is beef tallow moisturizer.
That's hot.
Okay.
You need that.
Snail mucin.
Not.
And then the last one is colostrum skincare.
I'm not familiar with it, but I'm going to say that any skincare should be hot. So,
Okay. Perfect. Well, amazing. Last question that I have for you. What is one skincare product or ritual that you cannot live without?
Well, I will tell you that I do lymphatic drainage massages on my face like on a daily basis.
Oh, amazing.
I use my serums, I use my moisturizers, SPF. I wear a lot of hats, so a lot of times I won't wear SPF. But if I am going to be out in the sun, I make sure that I put that on, and just make sure that I put those creams because it makes a difference.
It really does. You have
Makes a
great
difference.
skin.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
So do you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that. Well, this has been great. You've shared some amazing information. If our listeners are looking to follow you, learn from you more, where can they find you?
Okay, well, I have a Instagram page that's called Forever Bella 5280 on Instagram. If it's on Facebook, it's Aribela Lashista. And in regards to my pet rescue,
Yeah.
it's We Matter, the number 2 pet rescue.
Amazing. And we will be sharing that
Yeah.
all in the show notes below. And so we'll have all that links for all our listeners to get if they are needing to and wanting to follow you a little bit more.
Thank you so much, hon. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. This was great. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for being a part of this space and for listening to today's episode of Beauty Talk Confessions. I wanted to take a moment and recognize our amazing sponsors, PricklyBare, a desert-curated post-hair removal skincare line with pre- and post-care products created to support healthy skin beyond the treatment room, launching this summer. If this conversation resonated with you, make sure to follow the show and share it with someone in the beauty industry. Staying connected is how we grow, learn, and support each other. You can also follow us on Instagram at Beauty Talk Confessions and PricklyBare for updates, behind the scenes, and more conversations like this. And if you have a moment, leaving a review helps this podcast reach more people who need this conversation too, and it would mean the world to me. This is Beauty Talk Confessions, and I'll see you next week.